Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a vast, quiet forest at dawn. The world is still asleep, but inside you, a fire burns. A dream, a goal, something profound that's calling you forward. But before you step into that wilderness, before you chase that vision, there's one crucial truth you need to grasp. What if the key to unlocking your greatest potential isn't in shouting your plans from the rooftops, but in whispering them only to yourself? What if silence isn't emptiness, but the most powerful force you can wield? Welcome, friend. Today we're diving into a timeless wisdom that's changed lives for generations. The art of sacred silence. Not the kind that comes from fear or hesitation, but the deliberate, empowering quiet that shields your dreams, sharpens your focus, and turns your inner whispers into outer triumphs. Inspired by the profound teachings of thinkers like Napoleon Hill, we'll explore why keeping your ambitions close to your chest isn't just smart, it's essential for real, lasting success. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll share stories, insights, and practical steps to help you harness this power. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. Let's start with a simple question. Why do so many of us feel compelled to broadcast our goals the moment they spark in our minds? Maybe it's excitement, or perhaps a need for validation. I remember a time in my own life when I had this burning idea for a new venture. I couldn't wait to tell my friends, my family, anyone who would listen. And at first, it felt exhilarating. Their nods and "that sounds amazing" fueled me. But soon, the doubts crept in. Are you sure that's realistic? What if it doesn't work out? Before I knew it, my fire had dimmed, replaced by a fog of second-guessing. Sound familiar? This is where the core truth reveals itself. Our dreams are like fragile seeds. Plant them in fertile soil, nurture them in private, and they grow strong roots. But expose them too soon to the harsh winds of opinion, and they wither before they can sprout. The ancient wisdom traditions have known this for centuries. Think of the mystics who retreated to caves or mountains, not to hide, but to cultivate their inner light away from distraction. In modern terms, it's about energy conservation. Every word you speak about your unfinished vision leaks a bit of that precious drive. Instead of channeling it into action, you're scattering it like leaves in the breeze. Consider the great innovators who've shaped our world. Take Thomas Edison, for instance. He didn't parade his experiments through town squares, seeking cheers for every failed bulb. No, he toiled in his workshop, night after night, in relative obscurity. Thousands of attempts, mountains of frustration, all met with quiet persistence. And when that first reliable light flickered to life, the world didn't need an explanation. The glow said it all. Edison's silence wasn't weakness, it was his secret weapon, allowing him to fail forward without the weight of public scrutiny. Or look at Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who built an empire from humble beginnings. He didn't announce his grand alliances or acquisitions until the ink was dry and the deals sealed. Why? Because he understood that loose lips invite interference. In his quiet planning sessions, he forged connections, refined strategies, and aligned his mind with unshakable purpose. Carnegie once remarked that a man's fortune is as secure as his ability to hold his tongue. It's a lesson in spiritual alignment. When you keep your counsel, you're not just avoiding critics. You're communing with a higher intelligence, letting divine guidance flow uninterrupted. Now let's peel back the layers on why this matters so deeply. At its heart, silence protects your subconscious mind, that vast, fertile garden where true creation happens. Science and spirituality agree here. Your subconscious doesn't thrive on external noise. It responds to repeated, emotional commands delivered in solitude. Picture it as an inner temple, sacred and serene. When you declare your goals aloud to yourself, with feeling and conviction, you're planting instructions that take root and bloom. but share them prematurely with others, and you open the gates to weeds, doubts, judgments, even well-meaning advice that dilutes your pure intent. I've seen this play out in countless lives. A young entrepreneur I know once confided his startup idea to a group of peers. Their skepticism, "That's been done before," or "The market's too tough," planted seeds of hesitation. Months later, his project stalled, not from lack of talent, but from eroded belief. Contrast that with the quiet achievers, the writer who pens her novel in dawn's early hours, telling no one until the manuscript is complete. The athlete who trains in pre-dawn solitude, visualizing victory without a word to the world. Their silence builds momentum, layer by layer, until breakthrough becomes inevitable. So, how do we apply this in our daily lives? It starts with redefining what success looks like. Society bombards us with the myth that visibility equals progress. Post your goals on social media, join accountability groups, shout your intentions. But true power lies in the opposite: internal accountability. Begin by crafting a clear, definite aim. Write it down, not in a journal shared with friends, but in a private space that's yours alone. Make it vivid. I am building a thriving business that impacts lives positively, or I am cultivating inner peace through daily practice. Then, speak it aloud, but only in solitude. Stand before a mirror, feel the words vibrate in your chest, infuse them with emotion. This isn't mere repetition, it's a ritual of alignment, programming your subconscious to attract opportunities and resources. As you do this, notice the shift. Without the drain of external validation, your energy surges. You become laser-focused, tackling tasks with a quiet intensity that others might mistake for mystery. And that's okay. Let them wonder. Your job isn't to explain, it's to execute. Remember Henry Ford? Mocked for his horseless carriage idea, he didn't waste breath defending it. He built prototypes in his garage, iterating in silence until the Model T rolled out and revolutionized transportation. Ford's legacy teaches us, results are the ultimate rebuttal. When your vision materializes, no apology or announcement is needed. The proof stands tall. But let's address the elephant in the room. What about sharing with trusted allies? There's a place for that, but with discernment. Seek a mastermind, a small circle of like-minded souls who've proven their own mettle. These aren't casual friends offering opinions. They're builders who uplift without undermining. Even then, reveal only what's necessary, and only after your foundation is solid. The goal is collaboration, not confession. In spiritual terms, this mirrors the idea of a sacred covenant. Share wisdom with those who honor it, but guard the flame from casual winds. As we build this understanding, let's explore the deeper spiritual dimension. Silence isn't just practical, it's a gateway to the divine. In many traditions, from Eastern meditation to Western mysticism, quietude connects us to infinite intelligence. That universal force Napoleon Hill described as the source of all inspiration. When you withhold your words, you're creating space for intuition to whisper. It's like tuning a radio to a clear frequency, free from static. In those moments of private reflection, ideas flow, synchronicities appear, and obstacles dissolve. You're not alone in the quiet. You're aligned with something greater. Think about it. Nature itself operates in silence. A seed doesn't announce its growth. It pushes through soil in quiet determination. A river carves canyons without fanfare. We too are part of this natural law. By embracing silence, we tap into that same resilient power. It's motivational fuel, knowing that your quiet efforts are building an unbreakable foundation. And here's where the magic happens. As you persist, doubt fades. The initial loneliness of secrecy transforms into empowering solitude. You become self-reliant, your faith deepening with every unspoken step. Now, imagine the climax of this path, the moment of revelation. After months or years of silent toil, your goal emerges fully formed. Perhaps it's a business launch, a personal transformation, or a creative masterpiece. The world sees it not as a half-baked idea, but as an undeniable reality. Critics fall silent, admirers flock. But more importantly, you've changed. You've proven to yourself that inner strength trumps outer noise. This is the revelation. Silence doesn't hide you, it reveals your true power. Of course, this isn't easy. Temptation to share will arise, a big win, a breakthrough insight. Resist. Channel that excitement back into action. If you slip, forgive yourself and recommit. Start small. Pick one goal today and vow silence around it. Watch how your commitment intensifies, how distractions lessen. Over time, this becomes habit, then identity. You're no longer the dreamer who talks. You're the doer who delivers.